My baby for no atenase enti mema wo mo ache na mama wo mo akwaba. Dr. Samuel Aye, a presidential aide, and pay wono atenase, and afe minia Mark Ewusi Akon, and also a convener at the election watch Ghana, and pay woman no atenase. Marema a year doc ache na memano akwaba. Doc margin na empombo kodie.
Na young Yempo de Naye
95.1.
Yeah.
You few minutes after my boy and mission shot the bank. I say we are in government, we manage government and you know I also a trainer official communication and man near my Nra na Jubilee House completely shut. Yeah, these were stalwart of the party, stalwart. The whole defense minister, or medical doctor, senior colleague. Now we are inspiration to some of us, even when we were medical. Now many our since we are the completely as medical. I am politics. Now we have always waited. He is a senior brother. Oshe Dr. Mutalaswa, a very fine brain, put in the submissions. It's a young politician, young person. You learn acting deputy coordinator. Samuel Abuaji, I know yet parliamentary candidate. So I think Obuasi East. Yeah. Deputy NADMO director. Brilliant guys. All of us. They say you can't even imagine what the president is going through. Terrible, 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 terrible. Richie Kesiepa na Bogana mai. Na minimum say nyame na ebeshe. Nyame beshe Ghana for the nyame beshe NDC for the nyame ebeshe obibia omabusuafo na omadofo. Now who videos about them me.
Very sad, solemn moment.
Terrible.
Very well. Doc, mamema Onua Ewusi nso ache na mema na kwaba. Ewusi? Maje? Yeah, boko there.
Radiadom.
Mami ntiwe.
Mse breche kese na atu oman no. Na obi ani ni sum ene ne nkyiremu. Sanse obi wo a na oye busuani nti bonya yawo bi na wo su ho. The fact is say oben wonomo a afirimu na na wohunu wayawo a nipa ewom. Omo aka menhye dan omu nya encounter papa bi asa. But in the person of Dr. Omane Boama, because of the appointment the Manyuku, the Director of Elections and IT, and as a convener of Election Watch, we worked together. I recall about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He became someone I got attached to. And I see him be free no. If you recall, we issued a statement on calling on the NPP to participate in the Ablekumanot election.
Okay.
We had an engagement with Dr. Manibwama, and he said, Mark, we are building a democracy. we cannot go for this election without the NPP. And we as a civil society organization, it is our responsibility to ensure that you create an enabling environment that all political parties can come together and contest democratically. In fact, that very day, we issued the statement. Dr. Manemboama is not an asset only for the NDC. He's an asset for every individual in Ghana. He's not an asset for Onunkwa Nebusia or your Mamuni na Japadie. Getting in touch with him. We say one country, one tell one another. He's such a nice gentleman. He's a beautiful soul. He's one man that you would love to go back to him again. And for us to lose such a person, in fact, say the Dr. Kano, and now the whole of Jubilee House was shattered. I was in Jubilee House yesterday. I was there yesterday.
Police these are government officials.
Yeah.
I was there yesterday. And Embra, Madam Fumina sending me a flyer, and I thought it's one of these, young police and Jan Dummy. So I thought it's one of them. It's my man attention. No, is that not your man? I'm saying, no, it's my drink call. Then we saw on platforms. It's like, what is really going on? Thank you to Mrs. Onua. Anka, I would have said, sir, Bamu, my family, Ewusi akun. Not only Dr. Manemboama, because the number of people who depend on him and the kind of services and expectations are on Ghana. Jeffrey Hono. Minim baby, minim dear. Dache, the bebadie. But I feel, say, the man should have lived. I didn't know. Ni papa, sir, it's me ko, sabri. He devoted himself and his life and ensured, sir, man party, a dinkunim. O jejuma, and the man penning down the money, Mahama, a babam, and we're free. We ask ourselves, why? And penning for Casabia, Cassa, we walk radia and quantum. Now, so come no me, Sanka, with the budget. Kebedje. Look, he was bringing democracy to the doorsteps of our people. Military said when it comes to trust someone, now in your elections, I yakunina Anna, you were soldier for whom. Even in 2020 elections, Nipa Kunkumomo Awo, Techiman South, a soldier for one, Bisa, Yamra Sam. Okay, sir, a Blakuma elections now, Yakono, your message in Ibianco. And truth is worse, young Hunu Soja Nibia Awo. We were to issue another statement based on Yankasa analysis and find this BIA, sir. If you look at commentary, some politicians be on a more air bar. The possibility, sir, to trust them because war, very high. And we were to write to him officially, say, Beya, military and stand by. This did not see the light of day.
Yeah.
This is where we find ourselves. It is so pathetic and tragic that as we speak, me and Kasa Ewusi akun, I am bereft of hope. I do not see any hope in the future. I think Dr. Samia will know because we shared certain informations and I had to follow him at Jubilee House just to get Dr. Manemboama to have a conversation with him. Senior, look, apart from our political affiliations, no. As politicians, some of us depend on ourselves, so we depend on each other. Look, the kind of agreements and arrangements are many Dr. Manebu Amawono. I will not get it again. I will never get it. I will never get it again. That is the fact. As you young champion say na tuye, as mine. Oha kese pa, na tuye, as mine. Na, so we near omani doctor Manebu Amaye. Eyi omo ba be mo anche na isi meje esu okọ. Nsuo bi ana bridge ana o bridge ni kura ni wonti nkora no cross nsuo
and a school.
And a school. And now your program be wo UPSA. Obekasa youth deben summit bi. And a branch bi by so person kasa. I say he was a security officer. Just a private security. And I'm say Omanebo Amaba omo premises all konu no chia no. Nkomodie mu a no so. Bobi ese suppose go school. Na onhunu ni obey because oni boafo. So Dr. Manebu Ama eboa no. Etua ne fees. Emani ye ne first degree. Abo ne masters. As say when nya adwuma a wo ye. Dr. Manebu Ama tua nkrofo school fees wa bra on fa nani.
Henry de infonyi bi akire mesisia about akola na award disability somewhere somehow. Doc aboa no man akoye surgery successfully every and then ankese so shia abemo no.
Me say so Manebu Ama a friend on Facebook. Na say ubenya notifications na ba kopa Dr. Manebu Ama. Say miensa Dr. Manebu Ama. Say be edua 7 if Dr. Manebu Ama ho. He is very active in engaging the people on social media, on traditional media, physically. We've lost a soul.
Mark, sad. My name said Doc Aboto. Mame Emran is a doc. Ye nyina ye nipa. Wasori anopa wakrefie okwa adwuma so aba. I mean, enyunu nkoto no ye hwehwe wa ye hu biem. Abrabo we kura no I bet to ask I mean, what are we living our lives for?
Nrana, me ready post before. CEO for Good Ball, lawyer.
Yes.
No, so nyamin chere ya hawa. That number is this. The one him da obewa. Obe bob. Be no him da. The wo we di. Him say na be but.
And that is the only thing and Rana ringing in my mind. Say.
Because in round of 540
updating the status.
Because no more coach chairman adeko ke ye. Eko senior sampia le ye ambassador.
Yes.
Eko a lot of engagements on much chap. No post back 417, no post back 540 AM anopa
as early as that time.
Early. I'm says after na after na free fear more mako in helicopter. Yes. Just nipa back point me and survive. Impo no abe can dey see impo. Actually, only last week Tuesday there was an orientation for presidential staffers and our ministers and their deputies and our CEOs. Nipa na ochre how I be communicated to the public. It was Dr. Manebu Ama who was the coordinator or the trainer. How chere how abayimu mpanyufo ye ni temamufo nkasa because your mo nomri to me ayede amaye how ye be bre ho ase how ye kasa ye mu no
enkotutu
ene ye president suban ebe ye pe because once the president Muhammad ye ojo he was the one now oye leader for that training. Mekaya 2024 ye campaign. And I'm a media talk. I'm say ba hakra. Mekwa Dr. Manebu Ama phone of friend say na media talk na wo no nyeska wo. I'm so dog. So I own him. The salary I made and support from friends and family and some other senior comrades. No so any yeah, remena beji bibi kakra. Resources kakra. Ka bi a uhia ka na ka keto bi bra na me mo bi ma obi. Na fa ku yusu wi ana osan dia o dia ko back. Just na odwen party ne ho odwen nipa ho. There are a number of people are mane bo ama edi ne botum sika bo ma wa menyina social media na use
you never know. I mean, for somebody like me, Martina Koforidu Kakra, and I know how the NDC as a party in Koforidu does not joke with him, because he may not be the only star. Julius Debra, but in fact, Ofa Kevo, the regional executive, Terry Abuatim, were grooming a lot of the youth.
Remember what medical school that me who share Dr. Manebo and a lot of young people are finding somewhere who say I don't be also and I say who say was shiny in a particular overflow. Say you see. Ne Eastern region. Me Brapenny chairman, Dr. Livakebo.
I'm not sure.
Baby on a number this time.
Because Kevo ne Omanebo as a 5 and 6.
He is serious.
I mean,
very, very, very.
And I can say on authority say, or known the boy Yema Kevo Beye Kevo in the Eastern region.
Yes. Oba NDC Musua, one of the most brilliant ministers you can ever get. Who beside the question or answer him say, we surgical answer pa. Precision. Very meticulous.
Only my dear, naturally.
Very, very, very brilliant. You move here, all of us are learning from. Look at how he is managing the defense ministry. 37, no money oxygen. In few hours, we arrange your motobi. We see you use Ghanaian military. War elections mo. We see you use military as bodyguards. We jai. So or the image
and
of
the dignity,
Ghana,
no, of the military,
no, defense system, no,
at their back.
Me know, cause there was plan say, I think from Awaso Road, no, there was a kind of big push no, I no, the military engineering, and I'm come over here. Yes, Awaso Road, no. Omona komo babe ama Ghana. Yes.
For so many
years. Yes. He was exploiting that aspect of Ghana in defense system to the benefit of this country. A leading iconic figure for the party. Enra, me am a boss. Yeah, it was terrible. Because as far back as 2014, I was in the role model.
I remember that poster, Dr. Manebo.
Osuya Juma under Dr. Manebo. Never be a good. My boss, the honorable fellows, terrible. I say, me see me call no office. I say, me excuse me, ne suo e pramna because no your man about my deputy. Then yeah, Juma, they are best friends. It's serious, oh. I did see no. Now, soldier for now, I cannot cry.
Yes. You talk yes, Meba Henry. So you talk about Dr. Samuel Sapong,
former Ashanti regional minister,
a very respectful person. Would him say radio Jumeya about few years ago, a year or two ago, and maybe another year Jumadada, and Opebina. He didn't come say na one of my colleagues. Bashi. Afi ye pon show ya me nam kwai su kofia na new number be air frame me peke call na I say hey Mr. Speaker I'm so chief pacho hwan ni as you your friend Dr. Samosa na me hey open na no pay ya we pie mo me phone so yi de I say oh me need you program ho pa wona da bia me show na meti o na me say no pay de unua no wanka say yi nemo ka ye no I mean this is somebody obi aka asem a etia ne personality the approach our the buy you know any demeanor so respectful e kasa wie ya me pa ne chewa na de be kwa kosia ni so anytime bia be kumasi bia no aya brefie na me pemo asem I mean ordinarily no unshia politicians woman no be sa ni court suit to cry no be di ka de sia
in fact me cry the time I was secondary school oh yeah Shantari ba opokuware how oni teachers no relate oni headmaster na ne mani na aso ko opokuware some of them were my colleagues our brain was na me kra de oja fo yese ba ko ware last month
and look for some na me beka look okay soja for some on your kwan a Ghana ya fa so aka o mas but ade ba kwan ya say you ni say if we lose a soldier we have lost something great. We don't have any idea what it takes to train a single
soldier.
Because so, yen sheda enim,
yen quantify value.
Yen fall because yen men. But if you are privy to how soldiers go through almost training to be classified as or soldier, whether or part of men or your officer, you'd appreciate this more so. And I say this to the fact that my junior brother went through this rigorous selection process. His dream was to become a pilot for Ghana Armed Forces. My junior brother, he went through their rigorous training. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. But the intellect and the brains that boy, my junior brother, has to battle it out to a certain level, to lose out to other people, then it tells you the caliber of people who be to say, squadron leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Itabe Femi, Anala Ukuta. I don't know him personally, but if you go to X, or Facebook, na utien saman Kafana, he is one of our finest pilots. You know, Air Force for different air traits, baby. One of the traits is to become a pilot.
Yeah.
And only few
are able to achieve
only
that.
Few, because look, to fly Ghana's airplane or helicopter, and you joke. Nobody, you see, that's why I say, yeah, money. You hasting slowly. First why you criticize your man. No, BCO, a down here, who told you? He's a squadron leader. Do you know how many years he has served? He's a squadron leader. A wing commander. Do you know how many years he has served? He has his flying badge. This young pilot, flying officer, Manin. Head down here, they are man medal. One of the burden, there's a video and a picture circulating. One of the burden pilots are.
A lot of
Facebook. Say, Ghana, the future of Ghana and pilots, he's one of them. Look, you see, my contest in all of this, together with the air sergeant Indian Ayaroho.
Yeah.
Because he married just last month.
Exactly 1 month.
Just last month.
Our 2 months baby.
On your sergeant in any other trade, but on a sergeant or a teamer or more money and aircraft. So he's a technical person or you're very brilliant.
Very good engineer.
Very good engineer. And these are people like Ghana actually Sika.
A trainee.
training omo. Omo. Eyem fasodiama Ghana through ejuma omo ye and then them training others. And so look, their AC no is very, very sad. Very, very, because each and every individual or omo kwani ubia not genuinely the kind of enyome wo omo de boa Ghana. And so it's very painful. And it brings us to the question that after the morning stage, there are lots of
to answer. Mamina was a fena wa join and this is Onua 95.1. Mediate Mr. Speaker. Ma yana was yen sempaso ana ugusua wotie no. Pacho ko Facebook na fa wadwin chene nyina no ebra. Mark Ewusi ewa ha Dr. Samuel Aye presidential aide wono nso ewa ha. But Marimbra Mark subi wansa na mabadok so. Mark mamimbisa say it looks as if say from 27th of July Eba Besi Endra, the 6th of August, okay, about 1 week interval, incident siwo mining nipadudua ewuno. I just don't get it. So you have we losing Daddy Lumba. After Daddy Lumba incident, you see Obogu about 16 kids omoko convention, akunya accident on that stretch ewu. Even Endra no cry no about nipabe 10 aside helicopter
2M Express.
Yeah, 2M Express. And Dra wanunya accident. And Dra oko a year Semra boy ewa Senkregwa wasa enclave in the western region. 6 people. Omwa koto galamse aminemu ma pit ne ekuwomo. The same area nanso abobo ye tricycle see nipa mienu omwa sa de akonya accident. About 4 people. Womo say we and rana. I mean, you look at all this
and another helicopter.
Esanya
Ford landing.
I mean, so what kind of tragedy are we experiencing as a country? And how do we take ourselves from that particular such incident? ACC here. I mean, it looks as if you need control over it. You need control the obey would need the wongo. Mark, my on that na memra dogs. Oh. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Mark, mention. Yeah. Mesaba Mark Subian.
It's not easy.
TS no ain't me. But doc, I mean, I don't know. The SEC within a space of 24 to 48 hours. Isn't it too much for us as a country?
I mean,
this is a nation and national prayer and
Thanksgiving. It's serious.
You can't question that man about. Hey, you can't question him. At times, it happens, with a speaker. Yeah, it's your own. Then, and you may race it through your mind.
Yeah.
But so we a believer, and you believe in God, you can't question him. We can only be careful to a certain point. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We can only be careful to a certain point.
But how careful can you be?
You can just the basics now. You see, you're careful, and you pen obey me. The rest, it doesn't insane. If he says it should happen, it will happen, and then you have no.
But
at the end, you say we free Yamiana.
How many days? But you say one of the safest means of travel here.
Yeah.
And
it's the most deadliest.
You see, it's all full plane.
We am social.
Because any Ghana
all over.
But the information I have is that about 2 weeks ago, there was another local airliner, Obabe Tour. Say, you say, engine. A jack. You want more signal for no. And no more. No more. Yes, Anka. I just say, we now we.
Mami miss a way for clarity. Yehun saying I'm from Memse Endra. President Mahama was the one who was supposed to attend. I mean that particular event. Edu baby no say on to me or sorry program. Enti Dr. Manibuama enkosi na name. I mean the conversations are coming up. Otis and Crawford beside that rightful question. say a ban say President Mahama na na what chopper ne so a, I mean, what would have happened? How would have story no saying a quite best na ke befa so ye beka no.
Indeed, that is a conversation I'm on for, but from official sources, from where I sit, you know,
Yes.
I don't think that was the case, and I'm not cleared to put out certain information. Yes, I can. But the point is that it is a narrative that other people are spinning.
Okay.
And no, I mean, say, as my make out here.
Yeah.
But for me, it speaks to a lot of things. You understand? There are so many factors involved. It say weather, it say helicopter, investigations,
and a better.
But for now, no, the most important thing is the money. You're falling comrades. They were a strong pillar in your national life, your party life, your family life, even in Namfofa. Enra, Osha senior government officials are more soon. Muntaka honorable lawyer Joyce Bauer. Nisu Pramno. Me as a medical doctor, me who a lot of things. But we did. Annoying. It's terrible. And you really cannot do anything about it. So what to plane, what a helicopter now over buffalo. Yeah,
no know about me.
Over 2 hours.
The
only thing is that, look, Mr. Speaker, your mom pie, say, your mom pie, no, not your science, so I am meticulous job. Say, you bring the black book.
Okay. And then you review a lot to us.
Absolutely. And no back change in your man, a bayer is moving forward. Because when these things do happen, you acquire a fossil, you equip army for the future. And so, minimum say bear Herculean tax because of the topography of the area. You're trying through your reporter. I mean, how steep the places, valley, now you can imagine walk 45 minutes before even where it landed, you know, there are parts you could see. It tells you that within a certain radius. Look at Enyoma Ghana, Yawo Bebre, bet me I did Sajuma way. Enyoma Yawo Bebre, I'm speaking in context. I bet me I did Sajuma way in that forest to look for this air black ball. Let's pray and hope that
we find it.
We find it and we don't stress, go through the hell before we find it. Let's hope that at least Yebehu and Yebehu will not break neck before we find, because I'm scared for the area. I've seen videos and pictures. And Mananti bush, Mananti a pog and Kasamu. And so I picture and see how I
have for once questioned Ghana for Subaya Nansay Yesuya. Nanka first, you know, Ghana for ye nipebia BBC ya wayam sheshe edema yenuano. Okay. In recent times, in few years past, as a saadi ni no a free ho. Obi kopie accident so instead of say obey assist ma near there too and you are not on videos. So Andra, even before, I mean, Chief of Staff Kasewian, you could see videos all over. Including Saxana no pay ye home koma reporter no clarify say there were body bags a woman they buy, but because of the intensity of the heater, not a woman because Adiana catch fire, body no ashe with the good body bag more benani. It's the best available option, no, and it's a G Sax, no, you bet me the gum. Then people were taking videos, forgetting the fact say a young crofo papamo. These are ministers, senior citizens of our country.
Let me ask you, what is said Diogo Jota in your accident? How many pictures in a way of Diogo Jota in the accident? Only one. Tell me you have any other picture of Diogo Jota. Apart from the scene picture na you channel. Are you telling me man for in Duhana. There were people there. Are you telling me that cars in Chumuhana? There were cars there. I remember Obi account was that all Chum who said carnage. So people were there. But have you seen any video?
I walk out
depicting people's body part near there out there.
To an extent that body are na yet me a video at the abeto abonti.
We have to be sensitive.
Mark, my memory also, my name say very, very sad. Yen na ye reho, but I mean soon is you na a ban or pay no another day. You be call lines in the sun so now so what me do the album kakra. Mark, I mean, baby I be doing as a country. My name say niyama kofom kakra ye be din komo ye because my belief has always been say social media and young regulate. But I mean, ye drum pempenswa nipa. I say ye nwi him apart from say ye did be better social media so can
I think say social media has two things. There were the positive and the negative part. Sabe say ekobani say nipa bon fobi.
Yeah.
Na edi dwuma boni bia. With the help of people around that area no
reveal.
So there are two sides of it. I will say yeah. But as a people, I will see it to me ehunu kwan ye be dignify nipa. Awo na how and na mania na na to yenchem. Unfortunately on our part no, we are not able to segregate what is right and what is wrong when it comes to distributing or putting out pictures. And only a problem. And I pay me banamiti chamima. No, cause the national communications. My issue statement say, ma'am, I am share photos.
Yeah, there was a
communicate to that effect.
Yes.
No, sir. What message about
Okay.
Let's not be sharing it. Unfortunately, some of the media houses, and so I show those photos, you know. And this morning, I heard some of them apologizing. I think it's about time we begin to regulate media space, especially the social media, because we be able to access share there on PBR. Social media, and so especially on Facebook. Recently, Abu Frebia, born one of the central region.
Yeah.
Where I say, so I call face Kabia today. In fact, I shared that video. Western region.
Yeah, 200.
Yeah, 200 cities. I shared that video. In calling on the Ghana Police Service, said they should expedite investigation to bring those perpetrators to book. Unfortunately, Facebook, me post, you know, as offensive. And they blocked me for days.
I'm a red flag.
I'm a red flag, man.
Yeah.
You understand? And so I think, sir, it's about time we look at certain regulations, go into that, you know, regulations.
I don't for once, you know, mean, Tias here the reason, Tias said, yeah, the BBA bar now, I mean, we soak it. I mean, you're fan of hook license.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, who drew a country like Dubai? Who himself WhatsApp call crying near Jumao? Dubai, yeah, ye koya.
WhatsApp call near Juma.
WhatsApp call near Juma. Untimin free will be on WhatsApp.
This is regulation.
You know why? Because you perceive a monitor the woo ye be. Messaging now will message you on WhatsApp, no? Yes, synchronize it with a particular data at the center point.
Yeah.
Until all plotty bibi woo ye be with the write up. But what you call no now kadia. I mean, you orally.
Yeah.
And you see a bit me a translate you crab a problem because you until kasa you mean translate whilst you are on the phone. But what type it there? Kasa bia what the type ye be a bit me nya akọ translate ya ready o person way.
Speaker, can you imagine say and now here kasa there are many offices including Dr. Samia's office. Say the minute Dr. Samia yet say some corner hall officer or see a Jimmy phone to baby.
Exactly.
Because maybe me ko twa ne office so na me de ba beto abonten. Yes. Me ko twa no. Niema o ye me ko twa. aduane kakra sɛ bi obi kura atɔ ama no na wo di no me kotwa no me de ba beto abonti so kop ayi Jubilee House wo di pɛkyɛ. This is the kind of attitude that yesua and ye dey say yankasa ye ho. Instead of turning things to a positive way about boy nyina no they say ye ho. Look at pictures and videos and na circulating. It is not right. You see, let us give the dead some level of dignity, respect, mom respect kakra. Anyama we nyina mfata enti me de mesre. Doc, mo manage government communications. And I'm sure say more science so I know some areas when it comes to information outflow and inflow. Let us try as much as we can. Media and some support. Now, you regulate how we share informations, especially discretionary informations. Moi. And this adako yawana yede obi. In fact, nipa na share no na ye twa no na deje mu nyina gu ho. Deje mu nyina gu ho anya fe. Nti e be sere Ghana fo. Say yedi yaw na say anya wo da. Sebe I will not be happy say me number bi na bibia to me. Na na ase Nyankopon to ne nsa afre me kwan bi so. Na me ho da ho ne ye betwa. Sebe me sama nkura ni ho na ni nye se sama wampa. Me sama nden ene nje. Nti e be sere Ghana fo. Say mama yensusu. Say eniema e de beba abonten no enya niema e de arechichire nkabom odoni kuntu ebebre busua no oman na ne ayiye ne de sebe enti omo a ewo saa videos no e be sere se omo delete.
Okay.
Omo nso a post saa niema ni nyina no yes pulling it down tenti saa ya yaka no immediately you see that video me pacho the best thing you need to do is to report. Report. Just report. O report here, no block it. O report here, no block it. Through that, I think say the operators in Nankasa will identify what the trend is so that they can quickly work on it.
Very well. It is only 50 after 9. Mamen kwa humane so na yene wuni nkomone yemfa of course no kakra. On my money nyina no ana aboto enti anope tell us uyobia waiting me have an encounter with a year nipa watchia and yeguso a yedi omuhon komoya. Let us know na afe yemfa enfrio. Your numbers no 055 669 2445 055 669 2445 055 669 2455 na yene 45 na yene any enkomo. Mamemfa ofrefo a odi kan anope. Hello, good morning. Okay, 055-669-2454, 055-669-2454, 45, fachemi. Na yempeke wo course no, na yene wo eni nkomo. 055-669-2445, na yempeke wo course no. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Open, but you did say okasa free.
Africa, where father, Epiapem.
Okay, father, I don't pay medasi. Mami nti oboni tell na.
Mami mo abaso. Na juma pa. Mo de libu o man konkron Ghana. Implemple wa be pie Onua ide. Ejuma no so de woni mo yede da. Na won so o won so de. Me de dey say won so wodi Onua. Ene kuri ye na ye ejuma. Mami mo abaso. Anokware ne de. Apiye mbesere. Na meti ya na mehwe. Ye papa Dr. Omane. Nokware ni papa no me share the pen by TV so and the next Quran ya no say papa no hujo papa ya shade your mining na yes den papa MPP party and kanka MPP party and NDC party fu e wo many mu na yes den e me fa di politics because e kan hene a akaton nokware.
Father, may I say my offer for and to us so winning yame and na 055-669-2445 055-669-2445 na yemfa o course no. Hello, good morning, Opeyin.
Good morning, Minia. Mache.
Major so we did this all kasa free.
Okay, me de wo fake. Kasa fi abre.
Of ake bonitel na yenkwe.
asamkase na ato oman Ghana mu bia afansu se ebeto edihye na beto ya kandifo yesere se oman nyina ntamdi yampa koye odo sase ye oman ni fi wa omofie busuam obi yere obi kunom obi papa obi wafafo yamfa odo ne nkabom efa nkata omachi na yankasa never again should this happen to our nation Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you, Ofake Ofofro Emra 0556692445 0556692445 na yemfa wo course no. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Ohene.
Open what did you say okasa free he?
About you from Ohene ba Kwame Appiah Kubi. Because everything is a man.
Ohene ba ko asem so na mintio.
Na. Sini. Ya atu yin. Ni se na me yure ho akọ pitin bro nyina. Nfa dia ne branka ma. Adenti na wo say sister. Ntemfo a won yin se mo hwe yen so. Na on batutu nyama yi na ye youth nyama akoyi. Na nyama sisi ya. Se na bata. Enifika ankaso ugwu ise. Ziva kwatuna. Oga sign. Dia ebe kate yen youth ni nyina ni Ghana nyina se. Ye ma ho yakọ. Ni ara kichi.
Menso meda say Ohene Ofofro Emra 0556692445 0556692445 na yemfa o course no. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
Open with dini baby ao kasa free.
Emmanuel ni Uniba.
Ima bonite na mintio.
Ato ayi the CN ayarosem. Na mo me na ma gi kire ni se yesrem panifo no. Panifo na mo aircraft for no soja for no adwuma mo mo to plane ani plane ba dia yet plane bia no omo nya due diligence kakra because plane no be to adana plane to ye no na whether ni ye whether ni mo nya kura accessibility am to access the weather before a plane take off no you should be very due diligence about it because plane ko ira e mte munuku anata bi na ohun na mi bisa na esi ye nti omo nya careful about the panel to play now, ready play no. And play the other ticket offer. I'm making sure that play for the command any condition a mood and I say, then I walk. The government now costs here now. But about you, I mean, yes, I am putting it possible. Play the other ticket offer. A woman in fly in something for myself as I fly you.
Very well. You might play that same Ofofro and to us. So my fa last caller na yemfa phone no and see 0556692445 0556692445. Hello, last caller. Good morning. To say we did this all kasa free here.
Me pacho me de Frank Akwama me kasa so community 20.
Frank, what's some so that mean to your bonito na yenko ya brenisha. Why?
Me pacho asem say yes ya tore bia na omo de be politics asem we di enye se omo kan say NDC anya asem ana say asem na to Ghana because ejuma na papa ne di wo man nem no obia ne hu obo ejuma boa o man no nti yen kan say ade ato o man no na yen fa ne o ma ye be gu kwa ma be boa enfa nye ma yen fa mbe asem kika na ade a wo say ye hwehwe mu a pese ye de gu kwa no o ma ntimi anye enu na me ka anopai damasi
me so me da say me the phone no esi yen for bia biem doc ma me mra so in just about 10 to 15 seconds na yen fancy the obeka twa to na yen sorry
ana say me mabusuan for yakọ me ma na for yakọ ma me ma Ghana man nyina yakọ na me ma the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yakọ.
Okay.
Yenim se baby ye gina no enye emu ya. So nyame enhye ye den. Na nyame moaye. Na ye nya hoden. Na ye ntimi to adwumadi a Ghana for dia man no.
Me da say Henry, what do you see yanko 10 seconds.
Yeah, 3 days of national mourning. Me who say flags no.
At half mast.
Fly at half mast, and that is in recognition of a year in Peniformat on Wednesday a year crash no. The Americans say we should be sensitive. I will still reiterate that there's not a timer. Ye be shas, ye say ye playing games. And bring the best one.
Okay.
We'll begin to do that. But for now, Ewusi and homemade Let's be sensitive. When you're the post in here. If we know anyone or closer to these people, let's try
call
and reach
them
out to them and then comfort them.
Very well. Mark.
Speaker,
Yeah,
8-9 years ago, we lost a military officer because of issues of galamsey. Mpanimfoɔ and what we are life in line of protecting our lands and our water bodies and our environment as well. Mama emphasize ade we enya sua de
na galamsey
no yenyai enya galamsey a anka sam be yi omo ba be sumo man anka omo ntwere omo nkwa yemfa nya sua de.
Meda say enti Mark Ewusi ana wotene nka no Minua Henry ana fe Dr. Aye presidential aid ana no pay womo nyina no ebeka ye ho ma ye de yensempa dwumade no e de bro me de Kwame Appiah Kubi Mr. Speaker.
Onua 95.1 FM. Yeah,